These words are addressed to everyone, in hope to find the courage to change. Change from old traditions and cultures of grand hypocrisy, which undermines and limits the human potential. Change from the mind path that has been marked for us by three religions. Change to evolve in a new awareness. And to always keep in mind that our differences are only the many forms of one same energy, equal for all. As if we were the many figures built by the same Lego blocks. These changes would cause the end of the old values and the birth of a new humankind. They would also pave the way for a new system of government, a new science, and a new belief that will be aligned with science. While for some of these changes, we may have to wait for the next generations, there is something around the corner that our generation must expect and get ready to face without being taken by surprise. All that is happening in our days is the prelude to enormous changes. A world war and chaos everywhere have already been planned, so that desperate people will soon invoke a new world order, without even knowing what that is. This world war will be inevitable, and it will come by surprise. It will be the excuse to completely abolish the concept of equality and all human rights associated with it. Celebrating the rise of one chosen people, so to weave religions with their plot. Not the protests or violence in the streets could ever oppose such threat to the whole humankind. It will take a new awareness to form one single united front, to divert from a manipulated war of religion, and oppose the malicious Zionist plan, which is founded upon the biblical concept of one chosen people, and that justifies any mean based on its belief that equality does not exist. The only possibility to counter the Zionist threat is for humankind to drop all its borders and to become one single country. Aside from any possible excuse of religion or other, the conflict needs to be defined from the beginning, only pro or against a new concept of equality, and fought without distinctions for religion, race, or country. The concept of equality has been conveniently adopted in the past by many causes that had nothing to do with equality. For example, Marxism is not equality, and came to exist from one mindset that saw money as measure of what is equal. Karl Marx was a Jewish philosopher who could not separate from the teachings of his culture, and that led him to confuse the meaning of the concept. Recently, the media took possession of this concept by leveling equality with the right for same-sex marriage. Still, equality is something else. Although many people want to pursue this ideal, much confusion makes it much too blurry to materialize. It is not possible to respect a concept that is not understood. The solution to the problem starts from far away, and begins with a new and clear definition of the concept of equality. A recent discovery holds new meanings, far beyond the scientific progress. Although scientists in the past had played with the idea that waves could transform into atoms, contrary to Einstein, who instead believed that energy could be transferred through two separate mechanisms, and that waves and atoms were not interchangeable. No one before had discussed the consequences of this finding. Wavevolution is the link that was missing to reveal the creation and to define the perimeters of this newly found equality. The origin of the universe is revealed even by the spark appearing from the friction of two cutting blades while they are being sharpened. Try to videotape the spark appearing from those two blades, then watch again the same film while is being rewound and in slow motion. You will see the light from the spark entering the blades and becoming part of them. In fact, the photons of light are the building blocks of the metal blades. This simple example should also be a clear indication to explain how the whole mass had been formed in the universe. Once they have reached one critical level of energy, lost heat as they travel, and having therefore reduced their frequencies, waves collapse. Also forming two subatomic particles, with opposite charges, as if they were the split ends of one broken hair. Since the Big Bang, waves continue to solidify into hydrogen atoms, and transform their energy in different forms of mass. The human beings, made up of atoms, are the ultimate product of a slow process, started by the transformation of waves. Wavevolution shows how the behavior in waves and atoms is identical, and how one same movement in all that exists is comparable to one universal law, or single will, that creates the whole universe. The discovery of the existence of one single universal will, that had one beginning, about 14 billion years ago, and that was not caused by humankind, confirms as a consequence, the will of one creator,